My name is Josh. It was about a year ago. My friends Kenny, Ben, Jessica, and Mary planned a weekend camping trip up by the lake. We were all home on spring break from college except me. I went to community college in town. We've not seen each other for 6 months. I was excited to see everyone. After what seemed like an eternity, I finished packing. I've always had a bad habit of overpacking. "Hey Josh, let's go!" I heard Kenny yell. "Hold on, I'm coming," I said, as I grabbed my bags and headed outside. The ride up to the lake was peaceful and scenic. I was hoping the trip would take my mind off the disappearance of my cousin, David. I did notice we passed the old Arden house as we drove toward the lakefront. It had a creepy aura as I watched it slowly disappear in the distance. I started remembering my cousin David. I really miss him and his scare pranks and the fun we had together. We were very close. After about an hour drive, we finally arrived at the lakefront cabin. We unloaded the car and got settled in. "Hey guys, let's go build a campfire," Ben said. "Don't forget the bug spray," Jessica reminded Mary. We sat out by the campfire laughing and reminiscing about our experiences in college and being away from home for the first time. I happened to glance at my watch. "Oh my God, it's after midnight. Let's head inside, guys." "Yeah, I'm really tired," Mary said. So we all went back to the cabin. "Good night, guys. See you in the morning." Kenny and I were feeling restless from the excitement of seeing each other, I guess. So we went to the living room and sat on the couch and started talking. "So, what's been going on while I was away?" Kenny asked. "Nothing much, really, except..." "Nah, forget it." "Come on, Josh, tell me." "Well, my cousin David disappeared last Halloween, and his friend Jacob died of a heart attack the same night. They were both 11 years old." "An 11-year-old had a heart attack? I'm so sorry, man." "Yeah, David's body was never found. They were both at the old Arden place. I heard some crazy stories about that place. All I've ever heard from his parents is that Jacob ran home and told his parents where they were, and that something happened to David, and that the house was haunted by the girl that used to live there. Of course, the police or his parents didn't believe him. Later that night, his parents said they heard him scream, and they rushed up to his room and found him dead. The cause of death was ruled as a heart attack, but I just haven't been able to accept the fact that my cousin just vanished. I've been very depressed, but seeing you guys takes my mind off of things. Well, I'm going to bed. I'll see you in the morning." "Okay, good night, Josh." The next morning, everyone was up early. I told everyone about the conversation that Kenny and I had the night before. "My Aunt Joni lost her son a few years ago, and she was very distraught and wasn't dealing with it very well. My mom and I tried to help her by suggesting a seance for her to be able to communicate with her son to give her closure. It seemed to really help her. I think we should do the same thing for you, Josh." "Does your mom believe in that stuff?" "No, but my mom said it didn't matter as long as it helped my aunt get through that tough time." "Well, it's worth a try, I guess." We all spent the day swimming in the lake. Later that night, we all sat down around the table. Jessica then told everyone to hold hands and concentrate. We didn't believe in this stuff, but we went along with it. Jessica began reciting what her mom taught her as she asked David to speak to me. Suddenly, Jessica began to tremble, and she seemed to be at a trance along with everyone else at the table. Suddenly, the room became very cold, and that's when I heard David's voice. "Josh, save me, please." I felt an indescribable chill, and then I was overwhelmed with sadness. "I love you and I miss you, Josh. Will we be together again?" Tears began flowing from my eyes. Before another word could be spoken, the lights flickered and a strong wind rushed through the cabin, blowing out the candles on the table. The wind seemed to pass through my body. Everyone was startled and gasping for air after being released from the trance. I don't believe in this stuff, but I do believe in what I felt, saw, and heard. There was a different feeling in the room. I feared we may have contacted something, but it wasn't David. Did you guys hear that? I heard David's voice." Everyone stated they didn't hear anything I heard. After some comforting hugs from everyone, we all decided to go to bed. I lay in my bed and I couldn't stop thinking about what just happened and the uneasy feeling that I was overcome with. After a while, I finally fell asleep and suddenly awakened by a tapping noise on my bedroom window. I turned over only to see David standing outside my window. I wanted to scream, but I couldn't. Suddenly, everything went white and I was standing in an eerie forest. I heard an inhuman groan. I gasped in fear. I turned around, and there was a girl standing there. "Who are you?" She just stood there. She was carrying a big, sharp knife. Then suddenly she began moving closer toward me, almost seeming to float. I started running as fast as I could. As I was running, I saw a house in the distance with a light on. I immediately ran to the house to get some help. While I was running, I looked behind me and she vanished. As I got to the house, I saw that the door was open. Without hesitation, I ran inside, yelling, "Is anybody here?" Nobody answered. As I took notice of my surroundings, I saw that this was nobody's home. It was an old, abandoned, decrepit house. I nervously walked through the house, not knowing who or what was there. I came upon a staircase, and at the top was an open door, and I could see a light on the other side of the door. I cautiously walked up the stairs. As I entered the room, I saw the girl from the forest hovering in the air. I ran out of the room and down the stairs. As I ran out of the house, I came to the path that wasn't there before. I walked cautiously until I came to a door. There was nothing on the other side of the door. There was a crow on top of the door as if it was guarding the door. I hesitantly entered the door. Oh my God, where am I? I was standing in an old creepy room. There was a creepy doll standing across the room, and there was bloody handprints on the floor. The doll slowly turned its head and glared at me, letting out a frightening laugh. I ran out of the room and down the hall. I locked myself in a room and tried to gather my thoughts. My heart was racing. I suddenly heard a knock at the window. I turned and saw someone standing outside the window. I then heard my cousin David's voice. "Josh, open up. It's me." "David, is that you?" "Yeah, it's me. Let me in." I was so relieved to hear his voice that I forgot everything that happened, and I rushed to the window. I opened the window, and then there was dense fog, and then from the fog, I saw David. He had a menacing smile on his face as he stared at me. "It's been a long time, Josh." "What happened to you, David? Where have you been?" "Waiting for you. I've been reborn. It was cold, dark, painful." "David, I don't understand. We've been looking for you. We all love you. Just come home." "Home? We are home, Josh. There is no love, Josh. I can give you something better. All you have to do is come with me." "No, I don't want to go with you." "You disappoint me. Make it easy on yourself. Griselda won't be happy. We can smell your fear." I ran toward the door and I stopped. She was waiting. I screamed as I woke up in a cold sweat. Everyone came running in. "Josh, you okay?" "I don't know. I had the worst nightmare. I saw David and Griselda Arden. They wanted me to go with them." "Hey man, it was just a dream. You're still grieving. You just need more time. Come on, we're packing up." While I was packing, I felt a presence as if someone were in the room with me, even though I was alone. There was a cold, startling wind that rushed through the room. I packed as fast as I could and got in the car. As we drove off, I knew that they would be coming for me. As we drove past the cemetery, I couldn't believe what I saw.